Welcome back to the channel. Friends, today we're diving into 4 Washington quarters that might look like simple pocket change, but in reality, they could hold unimaginable wealth. We're talking about the 1971 quarter, the rare 1995 P, the legendary 1970 D, and the powerful 1980 D. Each of these coins has a story, and some can be worth millions in the right condition. So don't overlook the quarters hiding in your wallet or coin jar. One of them could be the key to changing your fortune overnight. The first up, imagine this for a moment. You're holding a simple 25-cent coin, a Washington quarter from the year 1970 with a D mint mark. At first glance, it looks ordinary, just like the countless coins you probably spent without a second thought. But what if I told you that this very coin, under the right condition, could be worth not just hundreds, not thousands, but millions of dollars in today's market? Yes, this tiny piece of metal could become your golden ticket to unimaginable wealth, the kind of discovery that changes your life forever. The 1970 D quarter was minted during a fascinating period in American history. The nation had just come through the turbulent 1960s, a decade of cultural shifts and economic challenges. Coins from this time weren't just about transactions. They carried the energy of a changing America. And among those quarters minted in Denver, a few stand apart as treasures, coins that slip past the ordinary and enter the realm of the extraordinary. That is why collectors today chase these pieces like hunters after hidden gems. What makes the 1970 D quarter so valuable isn't just its age. It's the combination of condition, rarity, and sometimes the mysterious minting errors that elevate it far beyond pocket change. A perfectly preserved specimen, shining with its original luster, can ignite bidding wars among collectors. And when errors come into play, such as double strikes, off-center cuts, or coins struck on the wrong planchet, the value skyrockets. One moment you think you're holding just a 25-cent coin, and the next you're staring at a fortune worth millions. Imagine the thrill of finding one of these coins hidden away in an old jar or tucked in a forgotten drawer. You pick it up, notice its unique shine, and realize it's not just money, it's history in your hands. Collectors crave coins like this not because they want more change in their wallets, but because they want to own a piece of America's story. The 1970 D quarter is a time capsule, carrying with the spirit of an era that shaped modern life. That's what makes its value soar. People aren't just buying metal, they're buying memory, legacy, and identity. Now, let's talk about the condition. A circulated 1970 D quarter may fetch some attention, but the true magic lies in uncirculated or proof-like conditions. Coins that have never been touched, never been scratched, and still shine as they did the day they left the mint are worth fortunes. Add an error or rarity to that equation, and the value doesn't just rise, it explodes. We're talking about figures so high that they make jaws drop at auctions. Millions of dollars for a coin that originally cost only 25 cents. Now that's the kind of miracle that can turn an ordinary collector into an overnight billionaire. But beyond the money, think about the symbolism. This coin bears a portrait of George Washington, the father of the nation, a leader who represents strength, freedom, and unity. Holding a 1970 D quarter isn't just about owning a rare collectible. It's about holding a piece of America's heartbeat. And on the reverse, the eagle stands proud, wings spread wide, reminding us of the country's resilience and spirit. This design alone makes the coin iconic, but when paired with rarity, it becomes priceless. Friends, countless people overlook these coins every single day. They pass through hands, sit in chain jars, or get tossed aside, their true value hidden in plain sight. But the wise, the attentive, the passionate coin hunters know better. They examine closely. They pay attention to detail, and they understand that fortunes don't always appear as gold bars or treasure chests. Sometimes they hide in the smallest of places, like a simple quarter minted in 1970. In today's market, the 1970 D Washington quarter stands tall among the most sought-after treasures. Auction houses have seen breathtaking numbers, with collectors competing fiercely to add one of these gems to their collections. And the beauty is, these coins are still out there. They are not all locked away in vaults or museums. Some rest quietly, waiting for the right eyes to discover them. Maybe in your home, in your collection, or even in your spare change, lies a coin that could unlock unimaginable fortune. So, the next time you come across a Washington quarter, don't dismiss it. Look closely at the date, the mint mark, the condition. Pay attention to every detail, because you never know when destiny will place $1 million coin in your hand. Remember, the 1970 D quarter is more than just money. It's an opportunity, a symbol, and possibly the very key to changing your life overnight. From just 25 cents to millions, this coin proves that greatness often hides in plain sight. The only question is, will you be the one to find it? The second up. Imagine holding a coin that most people would spend without a second thought, a simple 25-cent piece from the year 1980. Now picture this. The same coin struck with a D mint mark in Denver could in the right condition be worth not just a few dollars, not just hundreds, but even millions in today's collector's market. That's the hidden magic of the 1980 D Washington quarter. Something so ordinary in appearance, yet so extraordinary in value, that it has the power to change someone's life overnight. To truly appreciate why the 1980 D quarter holds such a mystique, we must return to that period in America's history. The year 1980 was a time of transition. The nation was moving from the turbulent 70s into a new decade of change and optimism. Washington quarters were already well known, circulating daily in pockets and purses across the country. But among these millions of coins, the Denver Mint produced a batch that has now captured the imagination of collectors around the globe. These weren't just coins. They became tiny monuments of American strength, carrying George Washington's portrait into a new era. The face of George Washington on the obverse was more than just a design. It was a constant reminder of leadership, unity, and the foundations of a free nation. And on the reverse, the bold American eagle symbolized power, vision, and pride. For an everyday citizen in 1980, this coin was just 25 cents. But for us today, especially collectors, it is transformed into a historical artifact with unimaginable worth. Its importance isn't measured just in metal. It's measured in the stories and symbolism it carries. Now, what makes the 1980 D quarter so valuable today is not only its history, but its rarity and pristine condition. Millions were struck, but how many survived untouched by circulation, scratches, and time? Those few flawless specimens, with their original mint luster intact, are the ones that can send shockwaves through auctions. Add to that the possibility of minting errors, double strikes, off-center impressions, or coins accidentally struck on the wrong planchet, and suddenly you're not holding a quarter, you're holding $1 million ticket. Imagine the thrill. You open an old drawer, sift through coins passed down from family, and notice one that looks just a little sharper, shinier, or slightly unusual. That one quarter could be the difference between ordinary life and overnight wealth. Collectors live for that moment, the heartbeat-stopping discovery, when they realize a humble coin is actually a fortune in disguise. And the 1980 D Washington quarter has provided exactly that miracle for a few lucky people. But beyond money, let's pause and reflect on meaning. Every coin is a time capsule, and the 1980 D quarter is no exception. It tells us of a nation stepping forward, preserving tradition while moving boldly into the future. Holding this coin connects you not only to George Washington's legacy, but to millions of Americans who used it in their daily lives more than 4 decades ago. That connection to history, to people, to purpose, is what makes collectors treasure it so deeply. Friends, the real beauty is that these coins are not locked away in unreachable places. They still exist in the real world, quietly waiting to be discovered. Some may sit forgotten in jars, drawers, or boxes, dismissed as mere change. Yet in reality, they could be worth more than gold, property, or even a business. That's the hidden potential of the 1980 D quarter. Its ability to transform an overlooked object into a fortune beyond belief. In today's market, the demand for such rare treasures is stronger than ever. Collectors are not just buying coins. They are buying a story, a piece of heritage, a symbol of national pride. When an uncirculated 1980 D quarter or an era variety surfaces, it doesn't just fetch a good price. It creates bidding wars, headlines, and unforgettable moments in the world of numismatics. This is why experts say, Never underestimate the power of a small coin. So, my friends, the next time you see a 1980 D Washington quarter, don't rush to spend it. Hold it up to the light, study its shine, and respect its details. Because within that single piece of metal might lie the opportunity of a lifetime. From just 25 cents to millions of dollars, this coin proves that fortunes can hide in plain sight. And who knows, the very coin that could rewrite your destiny may already be sitting quietly in your hands. The third up, imagine holding a coin that looks so ordinary, so simple, that most people wouldn't give it a second glance. A coin worth only 25 cents in face value. Now, imagine discovering that this very coin, the 1995 Washington quarter struck at the Philadelphia Mint with a P mark, could be worth not just a few dollars, but millions in today's collector's market. Yes, this small piece of metal, lying quietly in a pocket, a jar, or an old drawer, has the potential to change your fortune overnight. To understand the power of the 1995 P quarter, we must go back to its roots. Washington quarters have been part of American life since 1932, celebrating the nation's first president and standing as one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. By the mid-1990s, billions of these quarters were already in circulation, and people barely noticed the differences between one year and the next. But among the flood of 1995 issues, a few extraordinary survivors emerged. Coins that stood out for their condition, their luster, and even their rare minting errors. These are the treasures collectors would pay unimaginable prices to own. The 1990s were a turning point for American coinage. The Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most historic mints in the world, was producing millions of coins each year. Yet perfection was rare. Tiny mistakes, like double strikes, off-center impressions, or planchet errors, slipped through and created coins that would later become legends. A flawless 1995 P quarter, or one carrying a dramatic minting error, is not just pocket change. It is a golden ticket in disguise, a coin capable of unlocking wealth beyond imagination. Imagine this scene. You're sorting through your spare change, and you notice something different. The shine looks brighter, the detail sharper, or maybe the strike is slightly off. That tiny difference could mean the coin in your hand is no longer just worth a quarter, but worth millions. It's this thrill of discovery, this possibility of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary, that keeps collectors searching day after day. And the 1995 P. Washington quarter is at the heart of these incredible stories. Beyond its financial value, this coin also carries deep symbolic weight. George Washington's face, cast in bold relief on the obverse, is a reminder of America's founding principles, strength, vision, and leadership. On the reverse, the majestic eagle spreads its wings wide, a symbol of freedom and national pride. Holding the 1995 P quarter is not only about profit. It's about connecting with history, with the spirit of a nation, and with the millions of lives that touched this coin over the decades. That emotional power makes it priceless in more ways than one. Collectors know one thing for certain. Condition is everything. A 1995 P quarter that has never been circulated, one that retains its original brilliance and detail, can shock the world with its value. Add in rare mint errors or proof-like qualities, and the price can soar into the millions. At major auctions, it is not uncommon for bidding wars to break out over these rare examples. The demand is fueled not just by rarity, but by passion, the passion of owning something unique, historic, and life-changing. And the best part? These treasures are not locked away in government vaults or museums. They are out there, hidden in everyday life, sitting silently in jars, drawers, or collections passed down from one generation to the next. Anyone, anywhere, could stumble upon one and hold in their hands the key to an unimaginable fortune. That's the true magic of coin collecting. What seems ordinary to the world may secretly be extraordinary to those who recognize its hidden worth. In today's market, the 1995 P. Washington quarter has become a symbol of opportunity. Every collector knows its potential. Every treasure hunter dreams of finding it. And every story about it inspires people to look a little closer at the coins they carry. It represents the perfect blend of history, rarity, and wealth. Proof that sometimes the most valuable things are hiding right in plain sight. So, friends, the next time you see a 1995 P. Washington quarter, don't let it slip through your fingers. Study its shine, check its details, and treasure it with care. Because that small coin, overlooked by so many, could be the one that transforms your destiny. From 25 cents to millions of dollars, the journey of this coin proves one thing. Fortune often hides in the smallest places. And who knows? The coin that could make you a billionaire overnight might already be in your pocket, just waiting to be discovered. The fourth up. Friends, imagine this for a moment. You're holding a simple 25-cent piece from 1971, a Washington quarter that countless people have carried in their pockets, used in grocery stores, or tossed into piggy banks. To the untrained eye, it looks ordinary, just another coin in circulation. But hidden beneath its surface lies a secret of unimaginable value. Some of these 1971 quarters, depending on their condition and rare mint characteristics, have been whispered about as being worth millions in today's market. Yes, a coin that was once change or a soda could now be the golden key to changing your fortune overnight. The Washington quarter itself has always been a symbol of American history and strength. First introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, it quickly became one of the most recognized coins in U.S. currency. By the time 1971 arrived, the country had just experienced decades of transformation. The end of silver coinage in circulation, new minting techniques, and a shift toward modern alloys. The 1971 quarter reflects all of that history, standing as a bridge between the old silver era and the new copper-nickel world. What makes the 1971 quarter so captivating today is not just its design, but its story. In that year, millions were produced by the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but among them, a few extraordinary examples escaped the presses. Some bore minting anomalies, others shined with perfect strikes, and a rare few survived in untouched, uncirculated brilliance. These coins, sealed by time and preserved by luck, became the treasures that collectors dream about. When such a coin surfaces in pristine condition, its value skyrockets, not by hundreds or thousands, but by millions. Now imagine you stumble across such a coin. It doesn't announce itself with glittering gold or diamonds. It doesn't scream luxury. Instead, it hides quietly in the palm of your hand, waiting to be recognized. This is a thrill that fuels coin collectors. The idea that wealth beyond imagination could be hiding in plain sight. A flawless 1971 quarter, struck without error or one with a rare double die or unique mint mark variation, could instantly turn its finder into a millionaire, perhaps even a billionaire, overnight. But beyond money, there is also history in this coin. On the obverse, George Washington gazes forward with strength and determination, a reminder of the nation's founding ideals. On the reverse, the eagle spreads its wings wide, symbolizing freedom, courage, and resilience. Every time you hold this coin, you're not just holding currency. You're holding the story of America's journey through the 20th century, a time of change, struggle, and progress. That emotional weight makes the 1971 quarter priceless in more ways than just monetary value. Collectors worldwide search endlessly for coins like this. The value of a coin is driven not only by rarity but also by condition, history, and demand. A regular worn 1971 quarter may only be worth its face value, but a flawless one in mint state, or a coin that carries a rare error, can command staggering prices at auction. And when collectors compete, the bids climb higher and higher, pushing the worth of the coin into the realm of millions. That is why owning such a quarter is not only a financial investment, but also a connection to a global passion shared by numismatists and treasure hunters alike. The fascinating thing is that these coins are not locked in vaults or hidden in private museums. They are still out there, waiting to be discovered. They could be sitting in a forgotten drawer, resting in an inherited coin jar, or lying unnoticed in your wallet right now. The possibility that any ordinary person could stumble upon a fortune hidden in a simple quarter makes the story of the 1971 coin even more powerful. It reminds us that fortune often hides in the most unexpected places. In today's world, stories of rare 1971 quarters selling for jaw-dropping amounts circulate among collectors like legends. Some claim values that reach into the millions, depending on rarity, demand, and the frenzy of competition in the marketplace. These are not just coins anymore. They become modern treasures, proof that even the smallest object can hold the power to transform a life forever. One coin could pay off debts, buy homes, and create generational wealth. So, friends, the next time you see a 1971 Washington quarter, don't treat it as just another coin. Look closer, study its details, and treasure it, because that simple piece of metal could be the one that changes your destiny. In a world where fortunes can rise and fall overnight, this coin holds a special kind of magic. The magic to turn 25 cents into millions, to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, and perhaps to turn your life into a story of unimaginable wealth.